The Queen's Buckingham Palace living quarters will become a flat above the shop to allow the residence to be open for year-round tourism when Charles is king, it has been claimed. Buckingham Palace is the largest of the royal family's portfolio of residences and is currently open to tourists from April to September. During that time, members of the public can look around a limited number of the palace's 200 or so bedrooms. Prince Charles is the oldest heir apparent in British history and is expected to overhaul the way things are done when king. According to sources, Charles may opt to live in a limited section of Buckingham Palace in order to allow the public more access. Once insider claimed Charles' approach in managing royal properties will be one of, what value is this offering to the public? The royal source offered insight into the Prince of Wales's mentality when it comes to a rejig of the royal residences. The insider told the Daily Mail, "The Prince of Wales strongly believes that these places have got to deliver something for the public beyond just being somewhere for members of the royal family to live." The change-up of the royal family lodgings may include a relocation of the Cambridges to Windsor Castle, a switch from their current home of Kensington Palace. Prince Charles is understood to prefer other properties available to the royal family, as it is too noisy, due to the Heathrow flight path constantly overhead. Other members of the royal family could be left vying for accommodation in the reshuffle. But sources close to the royal family have claimed there is little chance members of the firm will be ousted from their homes. Highgrove, Prince Charles's favoured residence in Gloucestershire, may be retained by Prince Charles once he becomes king. This does mean that Prince Charles, as king, will owe £700,000 per year in rent to his son, Prince William, as the property is owned by the Duchy of Cornwall. As for Clarence House in London, Prince Harry was the intended original recipient once Prince Charles ascended the throne. This is no longer on the cards, according to the royal source, as Prince Harry stepped back from his duties as a senior royal and relocated to California last year. It may end up as the home of Prince George, Princess Charlotte or Prince Louis in the future. The royal source explained a slight reluctance in the royal family to take up residence in Clarence House. They related, "No one is terribly fond of Clarence House because it's still seen very much as the Queen Mother's place." A friend of Prince Charles told the Daily Mail more about the decisions which the Prince of Wales will wrestle with as king. "The central point is, when the Queen is no longer here, how do you effectively spread two generations of the family across quite a large number of properties?" The source in the Mail added that despite a public perception of Prince Charles not wanting to live in Buckingham Palace, he will certainly have accommodation there, but it will be a much more modest flat above the shop situation akin to that of the Prime Minister at Downing Street. They described the views of Prince Charles and his wife Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, towards residing permanently in the tourist landmark. They said, "Both the Prince and the Duchess of Cornwall are very practical and see that the reigning monarch must live at Buckingham Palace, otherwise it would become like Hampton Court, a visitor attraction rather than a working royal palace." Buckingham Palace is currently undergoing a decade-long renovation, with a price tag in the region of £69 million.